It's mid-March. Just wanted to show you what we got planned for our future garden here and kind of the whole plan process before we start. So let me just give you a quick little tour of what's happening. So if you see behind me here, I'll show you. Behind me here, right there, we've dug out maybe a 20 by 60 area took the sod off, took the grass off of there, and we've put some manure down. I'll walk down there, you can see it in a minute. And at the other end we need to put some more manure here, and then I'll show you the area. You can see right here, we're gonna fence off kind of around the garden here, maybe 80 by 80, and the reason it's wider here is because we're gonna put some fruit trees in here. Here's a top view drawing. The garden is on the right and the fruit trees on the left. So that's the plan, and I'll show you what we have planned for the fence. We got most of the rails ready for the fence to do, and we have some water to deal with, which I'll show you that as well really quick what the plan is. So we have some infrastructure to do yet, and then as well we have we have to contend with deer and bear. So for the deer, I'll show you the rails. We thought about doing a double fence, but the trouble with a double fence for us, it's a lot more posts and just more awkward to weed eat around and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of and it just less space used, even though we got it. We're gonna go with a higher fence, probably with a 7 to 8 foot fence, and then electric wire for the bears coming from the barn. So that's our plan. Let me just walk you down there. Let's go together. All right, so we'll I'm just walking down the hill here. Up the hill here, there's hills everywhere. The only flat part on the property pretty much is where the houses are and where the garden's gonna go. So it's pretty funny actually. Let me just zoom out a bit. There we go. And I'll zoom in as we get there, or we'll zoom in naturally. All right, so here, let's line up with where the garden we've dug already. So last year we dug this, didn't plant anything because we were worried about the animals and it was too late, but dug it down, and then we've got some manure in here that raised it up again, and you'll see as we dug another little section here, which is lower because we need to fill it with a little bit more manure in here. But we took out all the soil, the sod, so we don't have to contend with the grass coming back on us. So that's the plan there for the garden, which will be hopefully like your typical basic garden with corn, potatoes, lettuce, carrots, beets, beans, peas, your typical things that you would have, cabbage in your garden. Don't want to do really exotic things this first year, but those are things we've done in the past at our old place. And on this side over here, we're gonna do like 2 apple trees, 2 pear trees, 2 plum trees, some blueberries and raspberries, and some grapes. So that's our plan, but now we need to fence in front here all the way across here, and then to the back behind the garden, and then across and through. So it's probably about 300 feet of fencing. Obviously for a garden you need soil, obviously, which we have, and nutrients. You need sunshine, you need water. So we got the sunshine. That's why we picked this area here, because this gets a lot of sun in the summer with little trees around and flat. Water though, I'm going to show you the water. My son Dan has a really neat plan for the water. Water is the only thing that's up here that's limited, especially in the summer, but we have a way. It takes a little bit of infrastructure to get it here, but I'll show you what he's set up so far, and then what we have to do for this year to get it ready. So just follow me up here. We're gonna have the water line, which will be gravity fed from up here, and you'll see as I go by here, there's a creek up here, but the creek does not run all year, and also the creek would be too low anyway to feed into the garden. But this creek is deceiving. It's not an all year round creek. Basically would run from, like, for sure November to into maybe July. So this will not run July, August, September, sometimes October. And then so where our water is going to come from, we're going to keep going up here, is up here. And I'm just going to walk up this hill here, so I'm going to fast forward through this part. So I was just down there a minute ago. I walked all the way up here. I'm going to continue walking. So I'm at the top of the hill here. It's quite a climb. We're guessing 80 to 100 feet elevation. So what we have are these 2 containers here, which will be filling up from this container up here. I know it's kind of convoluted, but you'll see why in a minute. So this container here, a little bit of water coming in now, but we haven't been maintaining this right now in the winter. It comes from the ground, literally. And we know for a fact that this spring naturally runs all year, even in the driest of dry times. This water here, this spring, it runs all year, even in the driest of dry times. Just always constantly comes out, so it's a beautiful source. So we know it's completely reliable at the moment, unless obviously there's a change. So the water just comes out of here. Right now it's probably clogged because we haven't been playing with this very much. Sorry, it's really mucky. Yeah, she's clogged. See, so that water comes through. Always mucky here. Just a natural water. Quite glorious, actually. And feeds into this system here. He just has this little, goes into this pipe, which in turn comes down here. These were just all leftover pipes that we had floating around on the property. And then this comes into here. This will be mucky because I was playing around with it. It'll come a little faster in a minute. But that'll go all year. Clean this out here, then it goes into this hose, which then feeds, because that'll get a lot of the muck out of it there. Still have to filter it. And that hose then feeds downhill into these 2 reservoirs. Now for the infrastructure part, the stuff that's gonna be a little bit more difficult. What we need to do is get this water down to the garden, way down there. And we're gonna have to put some money's infrastructure into the hose system here. So the plan is gravity fed. We'll have to get some 2-inch hose or thicker, I think 2-inch, and a 2-inch pipe, and then take it all the way down to the mountain or to the garden. I'll just walk you through that here. We'd have to put some filter system in here to get out the fine silt. And then the plan is he'll have to hack through here yet. He hasn't done that yet. He's done a lot of hacking, just not this last part. I'm just gonna walk through this. So he'll have to hack through here. Oh man, sorry. And then he had it coming over here, I think. So it'll come over here. I could be wrong on, it could go on either side of this tree, I'm not sure. Probably the lower side. I'm just making this art of myself. Oh man. And then he had hacked out a nice area. Maybe it'll come through here, sorry. Come through here. We'll kind of cover it up a little bit so an animal doesn't gnaw on it or something. Yeah, it's right here as you're coming through. This is all downhill. This is the only part I'm worried about because it has to come across a creek. You don't want the line to get bent. And like I said, this creek will not be here in the dry times at all. So we need to come through here somehow. And then he's got a nice path through here that he's hacked out. Oh yeah, you macheted that out. Good for him. All the way through here. This was just all bush before. Oh, I got a little board here. See, he's been doing some stuff. He's thinking. Little board here, nice. This creek is not even, that won't even be there in May. Maybe May it will be. Through here. That's the only part that's actually uphill right there. Man, it's wet in here. And then we're out at the garden. And so the hose would have to come across here somehow. We'd probably dig it in a small little trench. Not very deep because we don't have to worry about it freezing because we're going to shut it down in the winter. Just so we don't drive on it and wreck it. And have some kind of water system down here, and it would all be, you know, somehow we'd have the water coming through there and then have it on the other side of the garden there and have the hoses there. Hopefully we have enough height to have good pressure. I've done some calculations on it and I think we'll have enough pressure to be able to water the garden without having to have any electricity, just gravity fed. Just got to worry about two things: having the water, and second thing is make sure the water is clean enough so it doesn't plug things up. There's the rails that we cut in the older videos, ready for the fencing. Mostly 12 footers. There'd be good ones for posts in there, good ones for rails, thicker ones for posts, thinner ones for rails. There's a few shorter ones. And then in our second pile over here, same thing. Those are all 12 footers. Some good posts, some good rails. Oh, I see we gotta come and pick up some mess. That's the nice thing about the snow is it hit all that. Now we gotta clean it all up once the snow melts. There is the garden there. Hopefully that all makes sense, and I'll keep you posted, don't worry. We'll have some videos of us putting up fence, putting up water line, and electric fence. The electric fence one's gonna be really shocking. Sorry, I had to do that. And for the fencing video, I have to do it. I'll keep you posted. Oh man, I got cold hands there showing you around. I gotta warm up. Oh, that feels much better.